I want to address a post that I've been tagged in. I made a comment back in 2022. Yeah, that's right. This has been going on since 2022. And I understand it. And I'm here to help and support and share my experiences, especially when it comes to manifesting. Now, this post was posted by someone that goes by the name of BM Manifesting. I will search out his YouTube channel and I will post it up here for you guys if you're interested in listening to it. He's a good teacher. He has followed Neville Goddard. He understands Neville Goddard, and from time to time he grabs Neville Goddard clips and posts them here to help and guide people to manifesting the life and what they want in their life. Now, when I first came across this post in the wintertime of or late fall of 2022. I commented after seeing this that while praying, if you ask anything and believing you have received it, you will receive it. I got 864 likes for that comment, and I also got a like and a heart from the person who posted that Neville Goddard clip, BM Manifest, BM, I believe it's BW Manifesting. BW Manifesting. Sorry if I said BM Manifesting. It's BW Manifesting. And I also got tagged in 32 replies, 32 comments of people asking what I've manifested. Some of these people were up to no good. They were basically mockers and insulting what I said or insulting this post itself. And some of them were people who genuinely are seeking help and needing to understand what I wrote here, what I've commented here, and what this person is referring to by posting this clip from one of Neville Goddard's lectures. So I got tagged today by AVS Queen of Tears, and she asks, when we pray daily, don't we remember about it again? And I responded back to her. I said, it needs to be natural. It needs to be natural to you. It needs to be like second nature. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to remember it. It's just something that you do. And as you grow manifesting, that's exactly what happens. It becomes second nature to you. You don't need to remember it. But the whole thing when starting out on the manifesting path is, because you've never done it before, is you need to drop it immediately. Forget about it. At the same time, you need to house a good memory that when your manifestation appears into your life, you knew that you did it. You know that you did it, I should say. And so I responded back to her, it needs to be natural to you, second nature. When something is second nature to you, you do not need to remember it, right? And that's how manifesting has to be. It has to be second nature. Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Talk. This is Nick. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for joining us here. This person that I want to address, AVS Queen of Tears, who I did address, just tagged me again in a reply. And she asks now, she goes, I don't understand what you said. Can I attract anything I want? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know if this person just doesn't understand English, isn't fluent in English. And I'm not insulting them like this because, you know, we're attracting people from all over the world and some people's English isn't that great. But when I wrote to her and I told her that it has to be like second nature, maybe she didn't understand that. So she asks here, I don't understand what you said. Can I attract anything I want? Yes, absolutely. You can attract anything you want. There is no restrictions to what you want. But I always say, because I'm of the mind of Neville Goddard, and Neville Goddard and I can't even begin to explain to you. My biblical experiences, my mystical experiences have all been in accordance to what Neville says were his biblical experiences. I never found anyone in my life until I found Neville who had the experiences that I had. When I found Neville, I knew I had found myself speaking to myself. And Neville really, really opened up my eyes to manifesting. I used to manifest, but not manifest properly. And this is what I mean. You can have anything you want, but manifest it properly. Make sure it's coming from a place of love. Make sure it's coming from a place of good. Make sure it's coming from a place where no one gets hurt. Nothing comes into another person's life to hurt them. Sometimes the arrangement and the bridge of incidents you walk across has people playing out certain parts, and some of those parts may be through some sort of mishap of some kind in order to move you closer to manifesting the thing that you want. However, you didn't intentionally put that out there. And that's what I mean. Intentionally manifest with goodness, kindness, love, and do unto others as you wish done unto yourself. That way, your manifestations will also come to you quicker. And another thing is you won't feel that because you put it out there and you did it like willy-nilly off of the top of your head that you caused some sort of incident to take place where it harmed another person. Whatever comes after manifesting or putting it out there through goodness and love and kindness is not of you. It has nothing to do with you. How things move around you and a bridge of incidents is set up before you and moving you closer and closer to achieving the thing that you want to manifest. If you have done it from a place of love and kindness, whatever takes place outside of that, it has nothing to do with you. But like I said, if you do it willy-nilly and don't think about it properly, you will get your manifestation, but you will also manifest other things that make you question your manifestation. Did I do this in order to have this? So you have to be careful, and that's why I said you have to put it out there from a place of love. Another thing is you have to be pretty much specific about what you want. You have to already, I don't know, you probably have to rearrange the thing that you want maybe when you're first starting out, maybe like 100 times in order to get the wording and the feelings and the emotions properly to manifesting the things that you want. But as I said, it has to become second nature. I know this because I'm sitting here in this room. AVS, Queen of Tears. I'm addressing you. Look at my room here. These are guitars on the wall, and there's some guitars that are downstairs in the basement that I don't have up here with me right now. I have 2 amplifiers sitting right here. I have a recording set up with an audio interface and another small amplifier if I want to change up the sound. I have a pedal board on the floor. This whole room here and my equipment is all through manifestation. And I hate putting prices on things, but if you look behind me, the multi-striped guitar on the back, which is an Eddie Van Halen guitar, and I'm not sure if you guys know who Eddie Van Halen was, but I grew up listening to Eddie Van Halen, and he created, when he was a teenager, that guitar, just putting pieces together and painting it and masking it off and painting it again and whatnot, right? That's a $3,000 guitar. Next to it is a $5,000 guitar. Next to that is a $3,000 guitar. Next to that is a $500 guitar. This here beside me is a $1,500 guitar. The blue one back there is a $1,500 guitar. Sorry, $1,500 guitar. The bouzouki, which is part of my heritage, my upbringing in the natural world, being Greek and whatnot, that bouzouki was $1,200. This whole room, I'm sitting in a room that is probably worth about $50,000, and I didn't have to do anything to achieve it other than believe I already had it. But I have been practicing this manifestation since I was 22 years old, and I didn't get it right until I was in my late 50s. I'm a 60-year-old man now, but it was around 57 years old that Neville came into my life. Prior to that, I had never heard the name Neville. I didn't understand Neville. And I was doing the manifestation thing through the manifestation teachings that I found in the New Testament. If you believe you have received, you will receive it. If you pray for anything and you believe that you have received it, you will receive it. And I have been doing it that way, but I'm also an example of not having a guide, not having the support, and trying to learn this on my own, that I made plenty of mistakes. One of those mistakes was manifesting willy nilly, and the outcome never favored me. When I manifested from a place after I found Neville Goddard and I learned about do unto others as you wish done unto you and how to use that with manifesting, when I started manifesting from that perspective, everything seemed to come naturally. It seemed like it was second nature. And if you want to put some logical and reasoning behind it, use your logical and reasoning mind, you could say that I worked my way up to it. Because from the age of 22, I discovered the manifestation teachings in the Bible, and I was using them. I never used them right. I never used them properly. I manifested jobs, but I never manifested jobs that would make my working peaceful and calm and easy in a sense. Instead, I manifested jobs that were constant struggles, hard work, and long hours, and I didn't know. I thought I'd won the lottery by manifesting these jobs, but I realized, in my late 50s that I could have manifested jobs that would have made my life easier, that would have been catered to how I like to work, rather than working according to the world, putting in long hours, slaving working like a slave, I should say, to make sure that someone else makes money. I was never able to keep money, save money. I was never able to hold on to it. So I didn't know. I knew of manifesting and I knew how to do it. And it came from the Bible, but I didn't do it properly. When I found Neville, I discovered how to do it, and it was easy. And it was, as I keep saying, second nature. I can put something out there. For instance, I'll give you an example. 2 summers ago, I bought a lawnmower, and along with it, I bought a plow and I bought a bagging system that's attached to it. It's a ride-on lawnmower. I have 2.5 acres here. But when I bought it, it was an impulse buy, and I realized that it would take me 2 days to mow the lawn on 2 acres because it drives very slow. And I needed to get myself something that had more horsepower. So it's been sitting in my garage for like 2.5 years now. About 3 weeks ago, I put an ad out on the used market to sell it, and I was asking $3,000 for it. It was way more than that. I spent around $7,000, but you know what? That was free too. So I figured, you know what? It's been sitting around for 2 years. It is considered used and whatnot. I have put 6 hours on the lawnmower, so I figured $3,000 or half my money is fair enough. Today I was walking around and I thought to myself, I'm going to hear something from someone about the lawnmower. It just happened. It's second nature. I was just walking with the dogs. I didn't think about it. I just said, I'm going to hear about the lawnmower today. Somebody's going to be interested in it. Sure enough, a little while ago, someone texts me and says, I'm very interested in your lawnmower, especially with winter coming and it having the plow. Goes, it would really help me around my property. I didn't think about it. I didn't. I just put it out there and dropped it. That's how natural it is. It's like AVS Queen of Tears. It's like how I said to you, when you do something and it becomes like a natural part of yourself, do you remember it all the time? You just know that that's what you do. And that's how manifesting has to be. And that's what I did. I put it out there and I ignored it. I didn't care. But I knew somebody was going to show up. And then today, this morning, when I was walking the dogs around the property, I just said to myself, someone is going to contact me about that lawnmower. And that's it. They could have contacted me. They could not, whatever. But you know what? I threw it out there like that. And that was it. I didn't dwell on it. I didn't think about it. I didn't go looking for it. It was just natural. It just became, manifesting to me just became so natural like that. And now the lawnmower is sold. Someone is interested in it. They want everything that they want for it. And I just made $3,000. It appeared out of thin air, out of nowhere, Sure, you could say I put it up for sale. Eventually someone's going to buy it. But we've got to remember, coming out of the pandemic and the times that we live in, everything has gone through the roof. People don't have money like they did back in 2015, 2016, 2018. Those were the good times. After the pandemic, the government raped us, literally skyrocketed all the prices and left us working at the same wage as we were working from 2010. They didn't increase our wage or anything, but they increased the products that we need to sustain ourselves and to live and to whatnot. So people are not out there spending money like they used to. So I could have sold it. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have. I might have probably sat on it for 2 years. But I don't know. Like I said, like manifesting is like second nature to me, that I don't think about it. If it comes to me, it takes 5 seconds. Like Neville says, it takes 5 seconds. I will have this. End of story. Done. But I also know the feelings and my emotions are also in sync. And when I mean they're in sync, it's like I know that I want to manifest it for something good. I want to manifest it so someone can get use out of something that's just sitting in my basement and is not doing anything good to me. At the same time, I have to do some repairs here around the house, the roof being one of them. I could use the extra money and put it towards fixing the roof in my house, you know? So someone can benefit from it. My feelings and my emotions have always to have to be with good. And that is what Neville taught me. Always do it from a place of love. Always do it from a place of kindness. Always do it from a place of wanting to help others. And I discovered through just wanting to help others, or from just wanting it, not for any selfish or greedy reasons, just wanting it to help me and with my finances around the house and the repairs that need to be done around the house, it's coming from a place of goodness. So I don't know what to say. Back in 2019, about, 6 years ago, now going on 7 years ago as 2026 is coming in here, up to that point, my manifestations, as I said, were very hard, were very difficult. I didn't know how to do it properly. I didn't understand, although I thought I did because I saw it in the Bible when I was 22 years old, and I practiced what I saw. I used my imagination. I always read the Bible with imagination. I always read it as though I was taking on the part of the Bible. And then it started revealing itself to me. It started exploding within me. It started becoming me reading to me until I identified with that greater spirit in me, which is God. And then came the revelations, came my first awakening back in 1994. And then in 2018 came my second awakening, exactly as Neville said. Neville had his first one at 29 years of age, and then he had his second one at 59 years of age. If someone back in my 20s had told me about Neville and what Neville was teaching, I probably would have mocked Neville and said Neville is a fool and that's just foolishness and that's utter nonsense. Even though I was a student of the manifestation principles of the Bible, I probably wouldn't have given Neville a second chance. So when I discovered Neville, I discovered by these experiences that I was having, I was completely engrossed in what he had to say. I threw myself to every single Neville Goddard lecture that I could find. And along the way, I was seeking out answers for the experiences I was having. Neville was also teaching law of attraction, and he never ever used the term law of attraction. Neville was always talking about, through imagination, getting what you want, believing that you already have it, capturing the feeling of having it, and waiting for it to come into your life. Neville also said, drop it. Don't dwell on it. It only takes 5-10 seconds. That's it. And then drop it. Forget all about it. But hopefully you have a good memory that when your manifestation does appear to you, that it can be recognized by you, that you put it out there. I started practicing this stuff. I started practicing the do unto others as you wish done unto yourself. I started practicing the love. I started practicing meditation. And it got to the point where I started creating my own interpretation of manifestation. I saw what Neville had done, and Neville had me manifest material things that were useless to me. I manifested a car. I manifested a reclining sofa. I manifested a DSLR camera. In the beginning, when I discovered Neville and started applying the manifestation, I did it towards material things. Even some of the guitars that I have here, they were material at the time. I never thought of them as something that I needed, but I was like so obsessed with manifestation that I thought I could manifest anything. And quite literally, I was able to grow in that manifestation, to grow in manifesting daily, whether it's a, like, you know, you hear the popular phrases, whether it's a parking spot or whether it's a cup of coffee. I did everything like that. I did everything like that. I looked for synchronicities. I looked for interpretations on things that I was attracting into my life. I looked for senses, smells and tastes and whatnot, knowing that, you know, for instance, I was sitting in my chair one time and I smelt leather. I was looking to buy a car and I smelt the fresh car smell of leather. I knew my manifestation was coming. These little things strengthen you and help you grow spiritually when it comes to manifesting, that it comes to a point in your life where you don't need to think about them. You just put it out there and you don't have to dwell on when, why, how, where, none of that nonsense. And it comes to you. In the beginning of manifesting, yes, you will question everything. You will say, why isn't it happening for me? Why isn't it happening for me? But you have to let go of that part of yourself. That part of yourself will drive you crazy and you will delay having your manifestations come to you. You have to absolutely forget about it, but you have to believe you have it. You have to believe you have it. One last example I will leave here. I have a guitar here. It's downstairs right now. I don't have it here. But anyways, it wasn't available here in Canada where I live. It was available in the United States. It cost $1,800 in the United States. And if it was to be sold here in Canada, the exchange rate and the difference would be something like $2,200 or $2,300 for this guitar. I pretended that blue guitar that's on the wall back here beside the black one, and by the striped guitar too, that blue guitar back there was my main guitar that I played all the time. I pretended when I was playing that guitar, I had the guitar that I wanted in the United States. I wasn't playing that guitar. I was playing the guitar that was in the United States. 2 weeks after doing this, I went down to my local music store and I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you see if this guitar, which is only available in the United States, is available here in Canada? The guy at the music store told me, he goes, listen, unless it is ordered in bulk, we can't sell it in Canada. Someone, a supplier, a music store, distributor, would need to order possibly about 10 or 12 of those guitars in order for them to become available here in Canada for sale, right? And I said, please humor me. Can you just look up on your computer, do a cross-Canada search of all your stores and see if one of them has that? He says, I'm telling you, it's not here. I said, please? He said to me, okay. So he gets on his computer and he goes from the west coast of Canada to the central east coast of Canada, basically to Quebec. He went as far as Quebec of Canada. And he stopped at Quebec and he looks at me and he says, hey, you know what? He goes, Montreal has 8 of these. And someone here in Vancouver ordered one to be shipped out to them. And I said to the guy, I said, please, can you order one for me here also? And he ordered one for me. When I left the store, and this is how it happens, I just imagined I was playing that guitar. And then after 2 weeks, I went to my local music store and inquired about the guitar that I wanted that was in the United States. Once I left the music store, I said, I am not going to pay Canadian pricing for it. Because he told me it was going to cost me about $2,500. It was $23.99, and it was going to cost me about $2,500. But I said when I walked out of that music store, I'm not paying Canadian pricing for it. I'm getting that guitar at American pricing. When the guitar came in, it had a little blemish, and they didn't want to sell it to me. You couldn't even notice it, but because it was a name brand guitar, Ibanez does not like to sell stuff that have blemishes or little scratches or anything like that. They want their equipment and their gear to be sold in pristine condition, in excellent condition. I said to the guy, please, can you call up the Ibanez people and tell them I'll take the guitar? I don't care. You can't even notice this little blemish on it. You can't even see it, right? So he called them up, and Ibanez said, because I wanted it so badly, to knock $300 off of it. Now, when it was shipped from Montreal, it should have been shipped with a guitar case that comes with it, but they didn't ship out the guitar case. So the music store knocked off an additional $200 off of that. And because of the hassle and the running around and the back and forth with the guitar, they also knocked another 10% off that guitar. I got that guitar for $1,809. I said I was going to get it at American pricing, which was $17.99. I ended up getting it for $1,809. That's how it happens. That's how imagination happens. Now, again, I want to say to you that I have been practicing it since I was 22 years old. I had been practicing it wrong for possibly around 35 years before I met Neville. From 22 until 57 years old, I was manifesting, even dates and girlfriends and whatnot, but I wasn't manifesting properly. And it always led to some sort of disappointment, some sort of a false outcome. I didn't know how to manifest properly. I knew how to manifest. I could see it all the time. And so I imagine from just strengthening myself and manifesting constantly from that age, from the moment I recognized it in the Bible, up until I was 57 years old, I was developing my manifestation skills. At 57, when I discovered Neville, an explosion happened of manifestation that I can only tell you that, you know what? When I started and when I was able to manifest properly from a place of love and kindness, and when I was able to not look for it, to just drop it and forget about it, and I worked on this daily, every day, trying not to think about it until it wasn't a thought in my head, until it wasn't anything but a notification that it is happening, And I think through all that, I strengthened myself, and now all I can tell you is the Bible is right. I am a witness to the Bible. Ask, believing you have received, and you will receive what you want. I am a witness and can testify on everything that Neville is saying is true because I have experienced everything that Neville talks about. And I also know that by also focusing your attention on helping others and wanting to manifest from a place of goodness and wanting to manifest a comfortable, peaceful, joyful life for yourself, all of these things, along with the feeling of being grateful and whatnot, which is just second nature. I mean, again, that's just something that when you know you're going to receive the minute you put your manifestation out there, you're automatically grateful that it's coming to you. It's just natural. I discovered that by applying all these things, manifestation comes very easy and comes very quickly. Now, will you have setbacks? Absolutely. You will have setbacks. Sometimes it's not right. The timing is not right. Sometimes it'll be delayed for whatever may be the reason. It'll be delayed, but it's coming. And more often than time, through those periods where it's delayed, it hasn't come on time, you will probably get something greater than what you expected. There's been many times where my manifestations have been delayed by a year. And what I had wanted a year before, although it was available to me now, there was also something better that I was able to attract into my life. So sometimes when you put something out there for manifestation, it may come exactly as what you want, but I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it will be something better and greater than what you actually wanted. So AVS Queen of Tears, I don't know, this is a long video. I don't like doing long videos when it comes to this Tea Talk stuff, but I usually want to try and keep it around 25 minutes. I made this video long because I wanted to address you, and I wanted to address everyone in BW manifesting comments here that have been going on since the late fall of 2022. And I just want you to understand that, yes, you can attract anything you want, but You also have to strengthen yourself manifesting. You have to do it starting with the little things, starting with the things that don't seem possible to you, because that helps you spiritually. Spiritually, you are growing. You are developing your creative skills. You are developing that creative power because you are a life-giving spirit. So you are developing that. Start with little things and then bigger things and then bigger things and then bigger things. And then by the time that you get to wanting that great big manifestation, it will be to you, having accumulated all those little things and the medium-sized things and the bigger things, it will be second nature. It will be so natural to you that you do not need to think about it, that you do not need to remember it. You only need to remember that you manifested it, and that's it. But my advice, and to everyone out there, is don't give up. Start small. Get the little things. Ask for a feather. Ask for a coffee. Ask for a dime. Ask for a parking spot. Get the little things. And get lots and lots of those little things, because that strengthens you. That develops your manifesting powers. And then when you want something big, when you want something in your life that may have seemed to you once upon a time impossible, it will come to you so quickly and so naturally, you won't need to remember it. That's what I mean by believe you have received, and then just drop it. Forget about it. Just let it go. Forget about it. And then when it comes into your life, you only need to have the memory to remember that you did it. That's it. Anyways, I hope I addressed this group and the people in this group here, and the main person, you, AVS Queen of Tears. I would change that handle that you have there. There's nothing to cry about. There's no one crying in the world. No one is crying in the world. There is no pain or hurt in the world. There is only the experience of it. And you are having the experience in the world, but you are not of the world. You are in the world, but you are not of the world. Therefore, these experiences of pain and tears and crying and stuff like none of that is real. It is all false. It is all fake. You have to go through the experience of it in the world, and it may seem very real to you, and you may seem very hurt by it, but you are not even touched at all. You are a spiritual being. You always will be a spiritual being. There is nothing in the world but God. The experience and the separation that is in the world is not real. It is false. And all of that stuff that comes with the experience and the struggles and difficulties in the world, all of those are false and fake. And that's why you, being a creative person and a creative spirit and a life-giving spirit, can manifest the blessings in your life, the joy, the peace, the happiness in your life. You don't need to be dependent on the struggles of the world, the griefs, the sufferings, the crying, the pain, all that stuff. None of that is happening to anyone in the world. This is Nick. This is Tea Talk. I'll see you guys next time.